Good evening and welcome to Kini News. There are many high-risk groups for COVID-19 among our population, from those with pre-existing conditions to frontliners who are exposed to the virus on a daily basis. Today we found out that a significant number of people in the Dewan Rakyat also fall under this high-risk group, and that's why we won't be having a parliament sitting for another few months. Law Minister Takiyuddin Hassan said that there will be no parliament sitting until the end of the emergency on the 1st of August. He said the cabinet had advised the king that there will be no sitting for now. He was responding to a question on the young di-Pertuan Agong's decree that parliament could convene during an emergency. In explaining the decision, Takiyuddin said that they were concerned as a significant number of MPs fall under the high-risk group for COVID-19 and they would have to be in a confined area. He pointed out that 77 out of all the MPs in Parliament are between the ages of 61 and 69 and 19 are between the ages of 70 and 79. He added that 4 MPs are aged 80 and above. Takiyuddin said that each parliamentarian would have at least 3 officers accompanying them to the sitting, which would increase the risk. According to Takiyuddin, the government was serious in their efforts to combat COVID-19 and there was no other reason for the postponement of parliament. He added that Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin has also assured that parliament can convene once the emergency is lifted. It's 3 days into the month of March. That means, according to reports, UMNO has to decide whether or not they will or will not work with Bersatu. According to Anwar Musa, that decision has already been made and sent, but he doesn't know what it is.
Former UMNO Supreme Council member Anwar Musa said that UMNO President Zahid Hamidi should clarify whether the UMNO leadership had decided on a deadline to cut ties with Bersatu. According to Anwar, the Supreme Council's decision had been relayed in writing to Prime Minister and Bersatu leader Muhyiddin Yassin. The letter was sent following a Supreme Council meeting at Janda Baik Pahang on February 19th. He said the letter stated that UMNO will not work with Bersatu in the next general election and would only be in the government until Parliament is dissolved. In a statement, Anwar said that the grassroots have a right to know if this was true and why they hadn't been consulted. He questioned the reason behind the decision, as the date for GE15 had not been set yet, and asked why they had acted before bringing a motion on the matter to the General Assembly. He also questioned if the move would cause UMNO to be disadvantaged. This is as the decision might make the government, especially Bersatu, stop cooperating with UMNO leaders who had decided to reject the party. Anwar added that the leadership should clarify if refusing to work with Bersatu during the next election meant UMNO would also refuse to work with PN. He urged them to explain if the decision had been accepted by the BN Supreme Council and said that party members are waiting for an explanation.
So Takiyuddin's statement earlier says no parliament until the emergency is over. However, we still don't have a clear date on when parliament will actually sit again. This is a question on everyone's minds, including UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi.
UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi has questioned when the government intends to advise the young di-Pertuan Agong to reconvene parliament. This was as there will no longer be any states under a full movement control order and more businesses are allowed to open. In a statement on Facebook, Zahid pointed out the Agong statement that the emergency proclamation was not intended to block parliament and called for a sitting in the interest of the people and the country. The emergency proclamation, which expires in August, saw the suspension of parliament. Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin had said that the emergency was necessary to help combat the COVID-19 pandemic. However, the move to suspend parliament had irked many lawmakers on both sides of the divide who accused Muhyiddin of using the emergency to prevent his government from falling. The Perikatan Nasional Government was on the verge of collapsing after several lawmakers withdrew their support. Since then, Muhyiddin has regained his simple majority. This was after another 2 PKR MPs defected to his side. Last month, the young di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Abdullah Sultan Ahmad Shah said the parliament sitting can convene during the emergency order. In a statement, the controller of the royal household, Ahmad Fadil Shamsuddin, said the king had stated his view that parliament can resume on a date deemed suitable by the ruler upon the advice of the Prime Minister.
While the UMNO Supreme Council has reportedly already made their decision on whether or not to work with Bersatu, earlier today a party veteran voiced out on the issue, calling for a decision to be made before parliament reconvenes.
UMNO Advisory Board member Tengku Razaleigh Hamzah has called on the UMNO Supreme Council to decide on ending ties with Bersatu. In a statement on Facebook, he said the Supreme Council should hold an emergency meeting and must sever ties with Bersatu in line with the demands of the 147 UMNO divisions. He added that the party, as well as Barisan Nasional, must also vote to reject Muhyiddin Yassin as the Prime Minister and as the Perikatan Nasional Government's leader. Tunku Razaleigh, who is also the Member of Parliament for Gua Musang, said this must be done before Parliament reconvenes. It was previously reported that a majority of the UMNO divisions had rejected cooperation with Bersatu in the next general election. The UMNO Supreme Council had decided to bring the matter of the party's strained relations with Bersatu to a vote at the UMNO General Assembly. UMNO will hold its annual General Assembly on March 27th and 28th. The meeting was initially scheduled to be held last December, but was postponed twice due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
In case you missed it, over the weekend, 2 PKR MPs broke ranks and decided to declare their support for the Perikatan Nasional government. Julao MP Larry Seng has come out to explain why he did it. Julao MP Larry Seng has cited opposition disunity as one of the reasons for leaving PKR. In an interview with Sinchu Daily's Pocket Times yesterday, he questioned if Harapan had a chance to reclaim power if he stayed in PKR. He said that the opposition coalition had no chance to take over Putrajaya even if there were 10 MPs joining them. According to Seng, the problem was with the disunited opposition. This was because there were many differences among Parti Pejuang Tanah Air's Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, Harapan's Anwar Ibrahim, and Warisan's Shafi Abdal. It was unlikely for them to cooperate among themselves to support either one of them as their leader. Seng said he had to leave as he was unable to deliver his promises to develop his constituency. While many expressed unhappiness over his defection, he claimed that the people in Julao were delighted by his decision. Seng had left PKR with Dabrau MP Stephen Chung on the 28th of February.
I'm a consultant. Currently, I'm working from home and I spend long hours in front of my laptop, around 10 to 12 hours possibly.
I'm working as a graphic designer. Currently, I work from home since our MSO started. My daily routine since work from home is almost the same like working at office. Just the difference, we can't meet each other face to face, but only through the online meeting.
I work as a public relations executive in PR industry. Basically, my daily life quite packed, my schedule quite full, especially during this MCO period. Even more challenging to me when everything goes online and I have to stand by anytime.
Okay, to be honest, I don't take any vitamin C or any other supplement, but I make sure that every day I take fruits at least once a day in between meals.
Due to my busy work schedule, I do not pay much attention to my vitamin C intake on a daily basis.
Honestly, I don't take any supplements. I solely depend on the nutrients I get from the food I consume every day. I have tried once and I like the taste since it is not very sweet. Also, I'm not a fan of vitamin tablets, so I'll definitely opt for this where it is in liquid form.
Yes, I've tried it before. I find it very thirst quenching. It's something you can enjoy on a hot day as well as a cold day.
I have been wanting to try it after I saw it commercial. Looks completely unique because this is the first time I see vitamin C in a can. We'll definitely get it for myself and my family to try it also.
Dengan 1000 mg vitamin C, ia memberikan keyakinan pada saya kerana sistem imunisasi saya sentiasa berada dalam keadaan terbaik. Vida C menjadi pilihan utama Hana setiap hari.
And that's a wrap for this evening. For more stories, go on over to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook to get the latest news updates there as well. If you like what we do, support the channel by subscribing and clicking on the bell icon so you never miss another headline. If you're heading out, don't forget to wear your mask, and where you can, do stay home. I'm Daniel Anthony. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay safe, Malaysia.